Hello and welcome to All Talk No Dice, the worst excuse for an online D&D show you can find online. From last we left off, you all found yourselves directed with a singular question that will shape your future adventures, now naming this band of excited and intrepid folk as the Companions of Fate. You left Lawkeeper Bolin, getting your fate caravan set in motion, and spent a little bit of time down in the rundown market of Brenton, where you found Sierra's Sundries, a tiny shed full of shit. Yet you were able to scoop up some hidden gems from the charismatic dwarf, as well as a drop or few of his own blood. You all returned to the stables to find your caravan and horses were ready and waiting. You signed the contract and said your farewells before you set off for the Meridian Road. However, only a short time passed until you reached the borders of Brenton and quickly came back into contact with Theron, your human ally who made a quick slip only the other day. Words were shared and slaps were had until you all let bygones be bygones and ventured forth. And as you traversed only a few hours along the Meridian Road, heading further north into the Crawler's Respite, you began to hear clicks and chatter as you approached an almost canyon-like landscape. As you trudge along the road, two large sand dunes climbing as high as 16 feet either side of you, bottlenecking you dramatically. You heard bolts loose from their crossbows and a deep war cry as 6 goblins and 1 large orc descended upon you. Now, Tara finds herself upon one of the dunes facing 3 of these chattering goblins, whipping one around the neck and ripping them down to the ground. Gerald and Theron stay wary in the caravan, taking in your surroundings, and Ralof stands twice his giant size, standing over the now puny orc, all of the goblins chattering, the orc huffing as he looks to his allies, and the dark iron crown magically sitting upon his head. The herons are here. This is where we pick it up. So, Gerald, you are up on our initiative. What would you like to do?
Right, so as a bonus action, I am going to I am going to use I know what it's called, Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
That thing. So as I come out, I'll come out of the caravan seeing the raging ice Goliath that is absolute massive. And then I think I'm going to say, ooh, whoever can chip away at the ice sculpture shall claim 500 gold. I'm using this as Bardic Inspiration to, just make Ralof fight harder, because he's now going to die if he loses.
Absolutely.
Congratulations, Ralof.
So, Ralof, you have a D6 whenever you want to use it for saving throws, checks, or attacks.
Yep.
I sort of see as you do that.
Yeah.
You see as Ralof just goes, looks back and stares at you. With just red glowing eyes staring angrily down at you for a second.
Quick thing there. Now my distraction is put on there. I will then cast Nethea's Mischief on the 20-foot cube around sorts here. That is green on yellow. That means fuck all.
That's okay. We can see. Okay, so what's the saving throw for the goblins?
Right. First off, I'm going to do it. Start off the performance of going like ding, 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 on the thing on the grounds. Will then appear the cube, and right. So I've now got to roll a d4 to even see what happens.
Okay.
It's a 2. Bouquet of flowers will appear around each creature, and they must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or be blinded until the start of their next turn.
Okay.
On my next turn, sorry.
All right. So for each goblin, or for the goblins, first one, 8.
Fails.
Second, 10.
Fails.
And last one, 17.
Succeeds.
Okay. So I'll say the closest one succeeds. Where the other two, all of you see as Gerald completes the incantation, you just watch 3 large bouquets of flowers of bright, vibrant foliage just sprout up out of the ground, out from the sand, and in a magical puff shine their effervescent light of their flowery goodness out into the world. You see 2 of the goblins and just catch, and you see them now just squinting through, and the other one and just raises its small blade towards you, Gerald.
Right. I shall then move over here,
Okay.
and that will be my turn.
Okay. Next on the initiative. Okay. Rayloff, the puny orc below you is still fairly intimidating, even in now its teeny little size compared to you. Looks to you. And then just turns its head over to its allies as you see the rage just beginning to fill its eyes before the crown just tightens ever so slightly on its head before it almost snaps its neck towards the other three goblins. It's going to attempt to move away to one of his goblins. If you want attack of opportunity, you can. But if not, it's completely up to you.
Hate to add, wasn't the Crown of Madness where it has to attack before moving?
No, Crown of Madness is pretty much kind of like Charm Person, or sorry, like I think it's pretty much attack, like leave you alone and attack their own allies. Yeah, I think.
I've got it wrong, don't worry.
Oh, in a minute, the charm target must use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against another creature other than himself that I mentally choose.
Okay. So I think it would still hit Rayloff in that case.
Yeah.
It says
he has to use his action to make a melee attack on a creature that isn't itself or you
before he moves.
Yeah, so
and Rayloff is the only one in target then.
Yeah.
Alright. So before it moves, he almost like flourishes his two hand axes, just a quick and he's going to swipe twice to try and hit you. Fuck me. First one's a 7 to hit.
Nope.
And the second one's even worse, as a 5. As he makes an impact, but in your large size, almost your shin guards or like slight meaty calves, and just bounce these small puny hand axes off. And he's going to turn and whip away to his allies.
I'm gonna slash him.
All right, go for it.
As soon as he gets out of range.
Go for it.
Remember that you do also have a deal an extra d4 worth of damage due to you being enlarged.
Yeah, I get the advantage on it.
You do. Strength checks and check saving throws as well.
Alright, cool.
So, not advantage on the attack.
It says until the spell ends, the target also has advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah,
the target weapon also grows to match the new size.
Yeah.
Wrestle him and crush him.
Yeah, so just one dice.
Awesome.
Or one die.
So just the one dice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 13 then to hit.
13.
Actually, do I get advantage on rage? The attack?
You get no.
That's if you do reckless, you get advantage, but everyone else gets advantage against you. 13.
Yeah.
Just barely under what you needed. As you swing, you notice that in this bigger size, you're slightly slower and just accommodating to the heft of the pole arm, and you just barely scoot by the top of his head. And he's just going to sprint up the sand dune, almost like kind of climbing a little bit, but just more rummaging up to the goblins up there. Next, at the top of the round, Theron, with Rayloff on deck. Theron, what would you like to do?
Well, let's have a little looky. Where am I? I'm in the cart still, aren't I?
Yeah.
What spells have I still got? Or haven't got? Oh, actually, probably not much, because I have to keep concentration on Crown of Madness.
You can cast spells that aren't concentration while keeping that concentration spell up. The only time that concentration spell will end is if you fail a concentration check or you cast another spell that needs concentration.
Use concentration.
Oh, okay, sound then.
That's how I could use my thorn weapon after doing the unlaunch.
That's fine then. I shall move out here. And I shall use... Chromatic Orb.
Okay.
Oh my god. I rolled a 1.
What was that for attack roll?
Yeah. So with +6, it's a 7.
Alright,
So.
in combat, natural ones are the only ones I won't ask for a total. It'll just be an automatic failure if it's an attack. Just in combat. So, Theron, describe what everyone sees as you hurl the orb.
It just fizzles out and I just look really embarrassed whilst trying to maintain this crown of madness. Like,
yeah. Yeah, you see the magic just fizzle out in the center of these goblins. You see the first one, the one closest. As you are still concentrating on the crown of madness, on the orc. Rayloff, unless you want to move anymore, Theron.
I don't think so. I'll be alright.
Okay. Rayloff.
Yeah. I'll just move round this side of the cart.
Okay. Alright. Yep, good stuff. As the magic itself just fizzles and you just throw your back against the cart, still maintaining concentration on the Crown of Madness. Rayloff, it is your turn. What would you like to do? The orc has just fled away from you.
Is this terrain rough terrain here?
No.
Would I be able to climb?
You'd be, and especially in your bigger size, you'd be able to climb it, no problem.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's more of like a little scramble, but not rough terrain enough to actually, require any kind of check.
Yeah. I'm going to use reckless attack. Would I be able to do like a cleave to hit multiple of them, or?
No, you'll have to use just the one attack.
That's fine. I just thought I'd ask anyway.
Yeah.
Right, so I'll use reckless attack, charge to here. Just as I'm running along, I'm just dragging my halberd across the floor.
Yeah.
And then as I reach the peak, I'm just going to slash up towards
Okay.
the orc, right at his head.
Go for it. Roll for
So it'd be sort of like low.
Yeah, roll for an attack.
Yeah.
Where are you going to, sorry?
Just here.
Okay.
Awesome.
God, I was big. Oh, I'm so close. 21's a hit.
21 definitely hits. Roll
Oh
for
wait,
damage.
I get advantage. Sorry.
Yeah,
get a crit?
with reckless.
It's not a crit. I can tell you that much. I'll go with the first one because it was on 1.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Okay, so roll for damage for me,
Right. So 4
and then
Plus
Tara, you're on
4.
deck after the goblins.
plus 2, so that's 10. And I roll a D4 extra damage for
Being enlarged, yeah.
size. It's a 3. So 8 plus 2, 10. 13 slashing damage.
13 slashing as you crest over the hill, and you just hurl up this hefty halberd. The orc, as its back is to you, facing its ally, you just see a streak of blood cast across the sand as you just leave a huge gash all the way from hip to shoulder carved into this orc's back, and you see him just tense and nearly fall to one knee. And his head just turns around and snaps towards you, now frothing at the mouth.
And once I've done that, my head's gonna snap to the goblins. I'm just gonna go, "Ah!" and just
Alright.
scream at them as loud as I can.
Roll for intimidation check for me.
Alright. Intimidation. It's a 3.
You see the goblins just like, seeing your colossal size, you just scream down at them, and at first they do kind of like budge back, but then they just go and just try and scream back. All right. Speaking of the goblins, the 2 goblins you just screamed at are going to make a ranged attack against you. One's going to have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah. 10 to hit.
Nope.
And then the other one, single. Ooh, 16.
Just hits.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, did you roll advantage?
No, I did not. Well, that would have been a flat roll.
I rolled reckless.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll take the first
I'm a
one.
fair player.
Alright. That is 3 points of piercing damage.
Is that half?
Reduced to 1 for you while you're in range. Or while you're in rage. As one goblin, you see, just tries. And again, it's almost, because it's so close, it doesn't have the chance to build up the velocity. As the arrow just like knocks off one of your knees, and the other one straight into one of your calves, and you do feel like a little pinprick.
Yeah.
Just enough to make you wince a little bit, but nothing crazy. Let's see, hold on, I need to measure this one out. Okay, so the one goblin that was closest to you, Theron, is going to sprint around.
Wonderful.
And is going to make a melee attack against you. As you're like, your back is against the cart, and you're just looking over at the commotion with Rayloff and the orc. As you're focusing, you don't notice, but you turn once to the side, and you immediately just see this vicious, small little goblin, light green skin, and just spit and blood just pouring from its jagged teeth. And it's going to try and hit you. That is a 16 to hit.
Can I use my chronal shift?
Yeah, you can.
Ha.
Let's have a look. So reroll.
Yeah. I've marked it up.
That's a 14 to hit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, it was worth it though.
Worth the try.
Yeah. I mean, I just want it to go off.
Yeah.
So I can do some flavour and just be like, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it hasn't worked yet.
Yes, well, that's the main thing. 4 piercing damage as you feel the blade just and just sink into your abdomen and just twist slightly as it just rips out.
My health's looking pretty bad.
The other 2 up on the crest of the dune are going to make a ranged attack both on you, Gerald.
I dodged that one because I probably would have been dead.
First one's a 3 to hit.
Misses. They are both disadvantage again, aren't they? Because they're blind.
Okay, both disadvantage. Oh yeah, because they're blind. Fuck me. Yeah, so the first one is a 3. The second one, I did roll a natural 20 on the first.
Oh,
And it's a fucking 8 on the second.
yes!
You see both of them. And they just like, you almost comically, you just see both bolts. And you just kind of look up into the sky and you just see one coast by. And that's
that goblin's got a wonderful singing voice, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. The last goblin is going to make a strike against you, Tara, while it's next to you. Trying to think if it'd be disadvantage because it's prone. Actually, it's going to use half of its movement, stand up.
To stand up and then hit me.
Yeah, and then hit you.
Okay.
So just from flat as its like face is full of sand, as it just picks itself up, and as it does, you just see its mouth and eyes are full of sand. And it's going to roll. I will say disadvantage just because its eyes are full of sand. Fucking 8 to hit.
It does not hit.
As it's squinting through the sand and just trying to pick out and just swings its short sword. Complete miss. You barely even need to move out of the way before it just sinks into the sand. That is that's all of it. Actually, this goblin is just going to rotate around you and this one goblin is going to come and
I'm gonna hit
get
him
straight
with
behind.
reaction then.
Hey,
Do you have a reaction?
He is in my range because I've got a hand.
Actually,
you
yeah,
did
yeah,
it, but you
yeah,
did it
yeah,
on-
because, yeah, you, okay. Yeah, roll for an attack, rail off.
Wait. Sorry, was he there?
He
Oh, no,
was,
there
yeah.
you go. 10 foot.
The other goblin was right here, though.
Do I still? No, I don't get reckless attack on this, do I?
Yeah.
I don't?
It's for
the
the
whole
entire
sphere
round.
holds.
Yeah.
Nice. 21 to hit again.
Nice, that does it. Roll for damage.
Oh, big boy number. That's 14 max damage roll. Plus
Nice.
2 is 16. Another down.
And D4.
18 slashing damage.
Yeah, as the goblin looks at you, Tara, after missing, and just tries to skirt around you, you just follow its eyes before you just see just a huge halberd launched down just as Rayloff kind of is just looking with the corner of his eye, slamming it down to the side of him, and you see this goblin just cut from navel to nuts, just complete separation in half as the goblin just falls to the ground completely lifeless in 2 pieces.
Lovely.
That was awesome. Terra, it is now your go.
I had a plan. That's now got rid of my plan, so...
Oh wait.
Okay.
Oh, I meant the ranger one, not the. Sorry, I didn't.
I think that was the only one that left your range, wasn't he?
No, this one. The ranger was in range.
Yeah, the
Sorry, that's my bad.
that's okay. Have you got reach?
Yeah, 10 foot.
Okay.
He was in 10 foot.
All right.
This guy is. Oh no, he is actually.
Yeah, he
this guy
was
would have been in
here,
range.
and then he moved out.
Okay, he would have been out of range, so yeah. Sorry, that's my bad.
So wait, which one are you annihilating? Because either way, that number will kill.
Yeah, I was meant to go for the ranger, because I didn't think he was out of range. Oh no, he isn't out of range. Yeah, the melee dude isn't out of range.
Okay,
That's my
right,
bad.
yeah.
I'm not particularly fussed on which one you hit because
Okay, yeah.
I've now thought of my second
Yeah,
plan.
so we'll say as the ranger ran past, Tara, you caught eyes and the same just slammed down. Gerald is now safe. Enough.
Oh, Guy.
Yep.
You know the Crown of Madness? I've just read.
Yeah.
You know how I did a spell?
Yeah.
I'll have to knock that off because, like, I'm supposed to keep concentration.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
No, as an action to keep the madness on.
Okay.
Oh, the
Okay,
spell
so
has-
you have to
Yeah,
repeat
yeah,
your
yeah,
action to. Okay,
Yeah,
well
yeah,
that's fine because it didn't
Yeah,
have any
yeah,
effect
fine.
before, so we'll keep it
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
All right, Tara, it is your turn. What
Okay.
would you like to do with Gerald on deck?
So seeing Rayloff just chow this goblin, I'm going to look up, say, "We need to talk to some of these," and I'm going to grab my quarterstaff, grab them with both hands, and non-lethal damage, undercut their legs to hopefully, at minimum, put them back to prone. But I'm going to just try aim for their legs.
And this is the
holding both
goblin
hands.
just next to you.
Right next to me.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Roll for an attack.
Yeah. That is. Foot staff. So, be a boy.
No, that's all good.
Spells to that's a 17.
17 definitely does hit. Roll for damage.
Okay.
He is because I'm letting you get the attack off rather than a trip or like a shove action.
It is for a hit. But
Yeah, yeah.
I'm getting for the leg, so
okay, he'll roll a dexterity saving throw then.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. He will take 4 damage.
Yeah, 4 damage as you almost like batter up, swing it, and just
Yeah.
hurl down. all you hear is just like, just like you just see his thigh bone almost and just pop out. Both ends of the fracture just burst out of his small wiry leg, and he just goes straight down to prone again.
Okay, and then with the swing, I'm going to move, and the strike is going to go through his thigh bone, and then I'm going to aim it towards Theron, and the aim of the attack then turns from reddish blood to green glow, and it aims towards Theron, and I'm going to use one of my dice of the Balm of the Summer Court to attempt to heal him.
Alright, go for it.
I like this.
Yep. Let me just
So
make
you
sure
see
I am
you see
rolling
Tara as
the right
she
stuff.
just completely kneecaps this goblin, flourishing her staff round, and as the blood just cascades off of her staff, it almost is completely dissipated by the greenish glow from her staff, just as she aims it towards Theron.
You gain 5 HP, and you gain 1 temporary HP.
Nice.
Thank you. Jeez, thank you.
Not a problem.
Theron feels the warmth of the summer court run through his back and into his body. Hey, thanks. I'll remember that.
And then I will use my one step of movement to put my foot on top of the goblin.
Yeah, you almost hear like the whimpering, and before you just like tread.
I'm not gonna put it on his chest. I'm gonna stand on his wound. I'm gonna make him squirm.
As you stand, you just hear another. As you just like definitely snap it all in, yeah, and you just hear the goblin on the ground, prone, just screaming out in just for mercy. Gerald, it is now your turn. What would you like to do with, well, the orc and then Theron after?
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, first off, I'm going to move the cube. So that cube moves 10 foot, well, up to 10 foot. I'm going to move it 5 foot that way, so then I can re-roll on the table.
All right.
And that is a free action, by the way.
Okay.
Number 3. Each creature in the cube must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or begin giggling and is incapacitated and uses all movement to run in a random direction.
Okay. All right. So
that will cost me on their turn that they move.
Yeah. So wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Yeah.
All right. The first one got a 12.
Just fails.
And the other 8.
8 fails again.
Lovely.
So do you want to describe what the rest of the characters see?
So all of a sudden, inside the area, the flowers are going to disperse, and suddenly some of them are going to turn into balloons, and then others are going to morph, and then there's going to be like all of a sudden little clown faces and jester music appearing in the front cube, and they're just going to fall about laughing now from this. Almost instant as the Jack in the Box clown faces just burst out of where the bouquets were, and the balloons just go with confetti. All you hear is the battlefield now beginning to fill with and they just start like almost rolling around and holding their guts and trying to stand up as both of them begin to just giggle like little schoolgirls.
I look over and go, at least somebody's having fun.
Don't you know it? As I then tumble forwards, giving myself the dash and dodge actions. And then that will go along here and along here. So straight to here.
Alright.
To then taunt the goblin of going, hello? And so I then sprint past him again to carry all the way up here. And then I will use my action as the bite attack. Because he is incapacitated, and that just happens. He cannot avoid that.
No, that's a. I think if you just make the AC, I think it's an instant crit if you're incapacitated. Or they just can't move?
This is slightly different.
Okay.
Because of the bite thing itself, it just deals the normal damage, and because they need to be willing, incapacitated, grappled, restrained, charmed, and then I can do the attack. I can't do it otherwise.
Alright, go for it. Roll for damage.
So they take 1 plus 1d6, 4 plus 1. So that's 6 damage in total.
Alright. As you just sink your beak,
So it's just...
and you just fucking headbutt, mosh pit, peck the dick right in the back of the neck, and you just see, like, as he's laughing, you just like almost crack its neck before blood begins to just spurt down and pour down its small, lithe little back, but the giggling continues almost maniacally at this point. Awesome.
And yeah, I'll use my last 5 foot to move back away again.
Okay, fantastic. Awesome, great move. A lot done. Fuck me. Okay, the orc is up next. Yeah, the orc's just going to.
Where's the orc now?
This
up
one
here. So I'm just going to determine. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Rayloff. With the round still being reckless for you, he's going to make 2 attacks. As you see like his distended jaw and just tusks that are kind of peeking through. As he just looks between the goblin and you, both sort of just pointing an axe at each.
Oh, by the way, I can mentally choose who he attacks. If the goblin's there, I can mentally tell him to...
Is that as your action?
No, his action.
Didn't you say your Crown of Madness ended because you didn't use your action to keep it going?
No. I fizzled anyway, but I didn't know that I had to do that.
Okay, so
unless we're doing it, I don't know.
So right now,
Sorry.
Crown of Madness, is that forcing him to attack any other creature except for you or itself?
No. It says charm target must use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against another creature than itself that I mentally choose.
Okay. Alright, so who are you choosing it to attack?
Is there a goblin near him?
Yeah, right next to him.
Right next to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see Rayloff, the orc's eyes just look up to you, and just as you see his muscles just begin to tense as he brings the axes back, you just see like a glimmer of magic as the crown almost like twists his head back, and you just see and both axes just swing past you straight towards his goblin ally.
And I shout out, "You're welcome."
The first one does hit with an 11, and the second one is a 3, doesn't hit. So the first axe just embeds into it, going to deal a 10 slashing damage as you see the goblin and the axe just whips straight into its neck, just cracking collarbone as the other axe just straight into the ground, and you see the orc just staring as it turns his head to you, Rayloff, and as he takes the axe away, you just see the goblin's neck and esophagus just almost like deglove itself out of its body and just pull out as like one long cord of muscle and just drops lifeless down into the sand. The orc is going to just come around you and just move its way around the colossal Goliath. And he's just going to set his sights now towards you, Tara. As you see this orc that is towering above you has now moved its way around, blood dripping from its axes, just staring down at you. That's getting at its turn. So top of the round, Theron.
Yeah. Do I need to do some kind of save or? The crown, the wisdom thing for the orc, or
No, the target
No.
makes that apparently. It says at the end of each of its turns.
Oh, I
yeah,
did not
you
know
haven't done
that.
it then.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
He just posted the spell in there thing.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
look at that while
Yeah.
recording.
Of course.
That is a was a wisdom
Yes.
Yeah.
9.
oh, that's okay then.
So if like your DC is higher than 9, I take it. Theron.
Oh, okay.
If you go onto your spells part on,
Because
D&D Beyond,
it goes
it'll
off of
actually
your
say.
spellcasting DC.
If you go onto the spells tab part,
That's a basic. Everyone's spellcasting DC is 8 plus proficiency bonus, so that's a minimum of 10.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I
I'll
don't know
just
what you're asking me to do now.
nothing. It's okay.
What am I
So
doing?
yeah.
A wisdom throw.
No.
What?
No.
No. What's your
See
intelligence modifier? Just tell us that.
+4.
So he has a
On-
you have
on
a
the
spell
top.
save. Yeah, you have a spell save DC of 14 then.
14.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah,
he fails his save at the end. You see him now, kind of like as he was trying to just take off this crown or just budge it, and the purple energy just around the iron crown just adheres more to the crown, and you just see his skull almost being pressed inward slightly.
Chinese finger trap.
Yeah. So Theron, it is your turn. What would you like to do with Rayloff on deck?
How badly hurt does he appear to look?
You can roll a perception
the
check, although that'll use
Yeah.
your action. If you want to like medically assess what he's looking like.
I'm only quick glancing. Does he look?
Quick glance, he's looking pretty hurt.
Okay. Do I want to? Yeah, I'll keep the crown of madness. Just means I'm just running around going.
Have you got anything you can do as a bonus action?
Nope.
So-
In a minute, I'll have a look.
So as your action, you're maintaining the crown of madness.
I think so. Yeah.
Still
Okay.
good.
Uh,
Yeah, it
very
is.
well.
It is. Yeah, I'll maintain it. Let me see about movement.
If you run inside that box, you have to make a wisdom saving throw.
If I run where? Oh,
If you
yeah,
run
yeah,
inside
yeah,
that blue box.
A charm.
As in what, sir?
Is the box a charm, technically?
No, the box is a spell.
Oh, it's
No, I
could
mean,
be-
but is it counted as
It's.
a charm?
I think it is.
No,
Isn't it?
it can count as a charm because there's one where there's a wisdom saving throw, you must be charmed. There's a dex saving throw or you're blinded. A wisdom saving throw or you're giggling and incapacitated. Or it turns the terrain into difficult terrain until the start of my turn.
Okay.
So it's not always charmed.
I'm not being stupid. This goblin is still alive.
Yeah.
Okay. Theron, if you move like you have, he made. Well, he
Oh,
could
yeah.
attack you.
Oh yeah. No.
If
I.
you
yeah,
use
no.
movement.
All right. He's going to use attack of opportunity and try and get you. Oh.
Yeah.
17 to hit.
Yeah.
All right. That is.
I'm a wizard. Come on.
Fuck yeah. Max damage. 7 piercing damage. That's you, Theron.
What's that? A temporary hit point held. 1.
Yeah. So that goes away.
And in that
How
case,
many? Sorry, 7.
7. And I want you to roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
Yes, boss. Oh, 17 plus 2, 19.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Yeah, you maintain concentration on Crown of Madness. All right. Yeah,
However,
so,
I've only got 8 health left now.
that's right. So Theron, you dash away. As you do, you just hear, and you just feel a hot, searing pain in your back as the dagger just sinks
I
in
did.
as you
As I'm
sprint
running
away.
away, I'm like, fuck's sake.
All right, and I think that's your turn unless you have want to do anything with your bonus.
Okay, when we bonus action, I turn round to the goblin who did that to me. I'm
Yeah.
just like,
All right, Rayloff, you are up.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I'm going to reckless attack again.
Okay.
I'm going to aim for the orc with my halberd, but I'm going to go for a non-lethal attack. So I'm going to flip it around as I'm then slam it against the back of his head.
Okay. All right. Roll for attack with advantage.
All right. There we go. Thing. Oh, it's so close to a natural 20. 19 to hit.
That does hit. Roll for damage for me.
It sort of teetered and then it went back. So that's 10, 12 plus 4 d4.
Still
13.
1, I guess.
I guess technically blunt damage, but
Yep. Yeah, 13 as you slam down and you crack the back of the orc's head. Tara, you just watch as the orc is just staring at you. And as it looks up, you see part of its skull is just dented and partly caved in. You see like just slight little pin pricks or bumps of blood just begin to just start pouring down. Rayloff, is there anything else you'd like to do?
Just off a whim, how tall is this orc?
The orc is about, I'd say, mid 6 feet.
Okay.
Like 6'5", 6'6", somewhere around there. Quite
Not a problem.
imposing.
I'm gonna go round and then go here.
Okay. Yeah, so almost just on the ball of your foot, you just and just shuffle your entire body and just plant your foot back, and you are now flanking Tara with 2 enemies on either side. Oh, sorry, 1 enemy on either side of you both. That's awesome. So it's the goblin's turn. The one goblin is going to... this goblin next to you, Tara, is going to just move around you.
Okay.
And it's going to drop its crossbow and pull out a small dagger and just try and stab. So that's advantage with flanking.
Yep.
11.
It does not hit.
Of course it doesn't fucking hit.
I need sentinel.
As you
So
just
bad.
as it tries to plunge, you kind of catch it just at the in the corner of your eye, and you just bop its elbow and arm away with your staff before turning your attention back to the orc. The other goblin is going to charge up to you, Theron, again, and you just basically see almost possessed. You just see it. And he just charges it along the sand.
Nails it.
Yeah, and just puts both hands onto its dagger and just like goes to launch at you to make
natural
a melee
20. Great.
attack. That is a 11 to hit.
You bastard.
Oh,
Right on the money. However, I'm going to use my last chronal shift as a react. Oh, can I react while concentrating?
Yeah. You get your reactions at the start of your next turn. So yeah, you didn't use your reaction last, but not up until now. So yeah. So reroll.
Has another attempt.
Fuck. It's a 3.
Yes! Nice!
Oh, is it
You
work?
said
Yeah.
It didn't work.
oh
yet.
yes.
Yes.
Your cradle shift has worked.
So
Right,
Oh,
so as he's doing it and he's made the first attempt, I sort of just rewind time locally for him to try again.
So all of you, if you just hear like a very faint just charging across the sand, and Theron just turns and leaping into the air, albeit only up to about chest height for you, Theron. The goblin and almost just as the dagger is about to touch, you just see Theron just flourish and snap, and you see the goblin will almost just blink back to midair, just slightly adjusted to the left as the dagger and just finds no purchase on Theron, whereas it previously just would have. That's the goblin's turn. The other two, do they have a save to make?
No, they have to move in a random direction and use all of their movements.
Okay. Fuck it.
It
Let's.
doesn't. They also can't take actions or reactions because of the cube part, though.
It doesn't say that.
No, it says they're incapacitated.
Yeah.
So they can't use actions or reactions. So
Yeah.
they can't dash. They just have to move in a random direction.
So I'm gonna roll a d4 3. So okay. So the first one, you just hear them. And just begin to like almost frolic. What's the word? Almost frolic. Thank you. Frolic all the way to the end of the cart, and just skip and frolic with its one crossbow in hand and dagger just hanging off the side. The other one, d4 1. Okay, this one, just for the sake of it. Again, just bursting out in laughter, just begins to just sprint all the way off into a bush. You just see it and just sprint, and you almost see it like curling back down in laughter when it reaches the end of its movement. But being in a fairly large bit of brush and foliage, you pretty much just see it dive headfirst into the bush, and you kind of hear just a muffled laughter as it from the brush.
Nice.
And that's their turns. They're all done.
Yeah. That will end the effect on them for their next turn.
No problem. Tara, it is up to you with Gerald on deck. What would you like to do?
Seeing the orc being still angry at me, and knowing that the goblin is in pain from when I last gave it to him, but seeing the hurt and the damage from Railoff, I'm going to non-lethally aim with my quarterstaff to jump and smack down on his head to just hit him more on his head.
Alright, go for it. Roll an attack.
That will be a 16.
16 is what you need. Roll for damage.
D8.
Oh, sorry, over what you need.
Okay.
Misrolled
That
it.
is 5 damage.
5 damage. As Tara, you launch up into the air, quarterstaff in hand, and just bring it down. And as you do, you just hear a dull, just thunk into just the square forehead.
Mm-hmm.
And as you come down, your feet touch the ground at just about the same time the orc's body does, as he, with a of sand around, the orc lies unconscious at your feet.
I'm going to turn around to the goblin. Ha!
And you just see him almost crippled, just grabbing its leg, like you just see it grabbing both ends of the fracture, trying to just put them back together. That is awesome, though.
With my bonus action, I'm going to shake my head and re-point it at Theron and use another point of my Bomb of the Summer Court.
Alright, go for it. Roll for the HP.
That will be 3 HP you gain and 1 temporary hit points.
I'll take it.
Awesome. Fantastic. Good shit, Tara. So, do you want to move at all, or are you good as you are?
I will face the goblin.
Okay. Yeah.
And,
You just swivel around.
and as he does that, I just turn around and go, I really owe you one. Remind me next time we're at a pub.
I'm gonna just all he's gonna see is Tara nod her head.
Awesome. Alright. Gerald, you are up. What would you like to do?
I am going to move first the box. It will move 10 foot. Yeah, move to there in
Okay.
total. I'll re-roll what the effect is and let you know in a bit. Well,
Alright.
if anyone goes inside it. And
Okay.
then I shall move down here. 30. Yeah. We'll go all the way down to there. And then we shall cast Vicious Mockery onto this goblin over here.
Okay.
Because after he's made that leap attack, I'm going to just go, huh, you can't hit shit. And I'm just going to cast Vicious Mockery then. Him.
Alright. Is it a save?
Wisdom save.
Alright. 13.
That succeeds. So it does not matter then.
Alright. Just after he doesn't find purchase and all he finds on it with his blade is sand, it just like crouching down near Theron just turns. And then turns back towards you, Theron. Is that all you're doing? Or have you got, do you want to move at all? Have you used full movement, haven't you?
I've used my full for that, but actually I shall use my bonus action to tumble and gain the next dash again.
You just use your bonus to Vicious Mockery, right?
No, that's an action.
Okay, and the free action to move the box.
Yeah, free action
Okay,
to move
alright,
the
yeah,
box.
go ahead.
Sorry to what's it?
Mhm.
While the goblin was screaming out,
Yeah.
do I know what it was saying? Because I know goblin.
You speak Goblin.
I speak goblin.
Yeah, all you heard was,
That was very nice.
Okay. So, agreeing with my laughing at him
Yeah.
now. Yeah, okay. It's confirmation. That's cool. No worries. That's
Alright.
fine. I forgot myself.
that's
that I had
okay,
it,
that's awesome.
so.
Yeah,
Gerald.
context is key.
So, Gerald.
Yeah, I've just moved to here, does it?
Okay, awesome. The orc is completely unconscious. Not going to do that death saves because it's an enemy, so get fucked. Theron, top of the initiative order. What would you like to do? Your Crown of Madness fizzles out as you
Oh, okay.
as the orc drops unconscious at the hands of Terra and her staff.
And I'm just there going. Oh.
What would you like to do with Rayloff on deck?
Let's see what spells I don't have. Where is the nearest gobbo? Oh, right next to me. Oh, yeah, that dick shot.
I'm free now, bitch.
Get out the way! Get out the way, bitch! Oh, doing Chromatic Orb, rolled a 17 plus 6. That is 23.
That definitely hits. Okay. So, do you want to roll for damage?
14.
14 damage.
Yeah, a 7, a 2, and a 5.
Alright, and what kind of damage is it? Because I know it can be multiple if you have a choice, right?
None of your business. No, I'm joking. I'll go with good old fire.
Alright. You roll it just almost like a bowling ball, and it just rolls up from toe to head of this goblin, and you just see the front of its face just almost peel off with the fire and become singed and blackened.
Can I make an addendum to that? Because he's only 5 foot away, isn't he?
Yeah.
Can I just like hold out my hand and the orb's like right by his face and see him? You cast it, and as you're about to bowl, you just look at him and you just sears into his face like hot iron. And you just see as the flames begin to catch and crawl, and the arcane pushes the flame and fuels it. Very quickly, you see the goblin just before, and flames just begin to catch and lick up the sides of its body before it drops into the sand, and the front part of its body is still flames licking up from the lifeless body as the eyes and the mouth are open, and flame just licks out of the offices. And as that happens, I just go, anyone for grilled gobbo?
Is there anything you want to do with your bonus action or movement now that that goblin is now fried at your feet?
No, I'll stay where I am. Yeah, I'll stay where I am.
Okay. All right, Rayloff, it is your turn. What would you like to do? After you just see Theron just incinerate this one goblin down to the ground, leaving its carcass just burning in a light. What would you like to do?
So I'm going to move to... Is that 34? I can't actually... Hold on.
Yeah.
I couldn't see it because of the portrait. Right, so I'm going to move there.
Right.
Thank you. And then I'm going to, as I'm moving, I'm going to put my halberd back. And I'm going to pull out a javelin.
Okay.
And as I go there, I'm going to yeet it at the... I'll yeet it... I'll throw it at the goblin's leg to try and... So, try and aim for, like, non-lethal.
Now your weapon is enlarged, but not your equipment.
Yeah. It's true, but it does say the target's weapons also grow to match the new size.
Okay, so aiming for its leg is going to be a bit tough when it's like about that big around.
I aim just for the foot there.
Go, okay, yeah, go for it. Roll
You've
for an
seen the
attack.
giants from Dark Souls when they just
I'll
firing
go.
arrows down.
I'm going to get Ace Ventura. Ah! Ah!
Alright, so go on. Roll for an attack.
That is... Oh, wait.
Yeah, I'll aim for the leg. I'll aim for the leg, but go straight through all your torso. Yeah, wonderful.
I got a leg.
That is 16 to hit.
16. Okay,
my God,
roll for damage for me. There you go. I will say as well. Just on this odd occasion, I'll let you take cold shots, but most of the time, to affect the creature, it'll have to be like a certain action aside from just the attack. So then
It was more for the flavour.
yeah, that's completely fine. So go for it. Roll for damage, and then we'll see just how much foot is going.
So it's 9 plus 2, plus a d4.
Okay.
So that is another 2. So that's 13 piercing damage
Okay.
of javelin.
All right. All three of you feel a slight rumble in the sand as Gerald bounds over and just pulling out a javelin. And just due to the size of this javelin, all you hear is pretty much a just embedded into the sand. And Rayloff, as you aim for a foot, you just see the goblin, and as it kind of like leaps up a little bit, it just, and the entire javelin pretty much takes up everything below his chest line, and just plants it in the sand with his chest and shoulders and neck and head just on the top of that javelin, and just bleeding out everywhere.
It may be non-lethal
lifeless
damage,
and
but
dead.
it's not non-lethal injuries.
Yeah. I was hoping I didn't roll that much damage, to be honest, but swings and roundabouts.
Yeah.
I turn over and go, nice leg shot.
Is that all you want to do?
It's pretty much all I can do, really.
Okay. It's the goblin's turn. Tara, as the goblin, pretty much on its knees now next to you, is trying to like hold its leg together, and you just see its head facing towards where that goblin just got obliterated and crushed by the javelin. You like everyone else hears, and Tara, you just hear,
Neville! No!
as it turns to you, and it's going to try and make one swipe with its short sword against you, Tara. 9.
I don't need to know he's called Neville.
He's called Neville
Yeah,
Short.
so just as it does, you just kind of like, just as you're standing next to it, again, just with a staff, and he's just weakly just drops his arm to the ground, and he's going to try and crawl away, and he's going to get. Say right there.
I will be attack of opportunity.
Go for it. Yeah.
I will non-lethal.
stomp on his back.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, roll attack of opportunity for me.
I will just nail at his leg.
Okay.
I might aim for his other leg.
Okay, alright.
Yeah. So roll for see if I hit him. I may not. 8.
8. Unfortunately, unfortunately below what you needed.
Son of a bitch.
As you you're kind of just enjoying the moment of his misery, and before you know it, he's just like almost blinked over, and you try and get with your staff, but just a little bit too far away as it just into sand. With that, Tara, it's your go.
Take 2, I guess.
Actually,
Thorn
sorry.
whip.
Okay, yeah, you go for the thorn whip.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you go for the thorn whip. Yeah, and at that point as well, the other goblin is going to make a range attack against you, Gerald.
Where's the other goal? Oh.
All the way up there.
Yeah.
All the way over there.
Yeah, 7.
Misses.
It's then going to start moving over to that way. Terra.
I am actively going to non-lethal aim for his ankles.
Okay.
And thorn whip him and pull him back, or attempt to.
All right. So
to do that.
yeah. So roll because it's a range attack. But it is classed as a range, isn't it? With thorn whip at a range.
You create a long vine with thorn gun, blah blah blah. Make a melee spell attack against
Melee.
the
Okay.
target.
Yeah, that's fine then. I was going to say since.
If it's with advantage.
I was going.
It has a 30-foot range, even though it's a melee spell attack. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, so just normal roll. Actually, because he's prone, fuck it, advantage. Let's go.
Oh, thanks, bud.
Out of interest, though, why is he non-lethal in everybody? Is it because he feels guilty about the god?
No,
I mean, we'll just see in game.
Yeah.
So that is a +6 to that. That is a 25.
Yeah, that definitely fucking hits. Roll for damage.
So I am making sure I am hitting this fucking ankle.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Isn't as good, but hey ho. That is 2 damage.
Okay. Yeah. That was that was enough, as he was on 1 HP. As you see him, you whip, catch around his ankles, both of them, and as it just squeezes, and you begin to pull. Yeah. You just see the goblin just begin to exacerbate, and just in the panic, you see his veins begin to just throb up his neck, and you just see him. I just pass out from the exacerbation and the pain as you just through the sand. Awesome.
While it's so close, if you're okay with it, because I think he's just past the 10 feet. Can I pull him so he's next to the walk?
Yeah, absolutely. Just about there, so.
Yeah, go and take. So just so they're obviously close together.
Yeah, they're right next to each other now. Awesome. Next is Gerald. Unless Terry, you've got anything else you want to do?
So I'm thinking, because that's my what's his spells? Bonus action, bonus action, bonus action, bonus action. There isn't, so I am going to. I need to use an action to actively perceive doing that. So
for like an in-depth assessment, yeah.
Yeah, I am going to move my character around the orc, and can I generally have a look around to see where anything is or where people are?
I mean, you see where everyone is. Rayloff being the most noticeable.
Yeah, obviously.
And you do see one goblin far towards your northwest that is beginning to just tuck tail and run.
Not a problem. I will leave it there.
Okay.
I have nothing else I can do.
Alright, Gerald, on you. What would you like to do?
The box, I'm going to move 10 foot that way. Give
Okay.
myself a nice little bit more of a easy way of moving around. Then we tumble and move 35, 20. Oh, that is beautiful. Perfect movement to be able to run all the way to this fucker here.
Okay.
And then as I get in front of him, I pull up the violin, and for everybody else, you will not hear a single sound as I go for cast dissonant whispers, casting an incredibly high note onto the thing, and it's going to shatter into his eardrums. But as he also will hear, you're already dead. And he's going to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
All right. 17 on the wisdom save.
You bastard.
That's the one.
He's still going to take damage.
That's okay. One of the few times that this Scanlan dice is rolling good for me tonight.
Oh wait, does it take damage?
I'm going to try
Yes.
the other ones.
Oh, can't you change it? So, oh, sorry, that's me.
That's 10 damage, halved 5.
Can you only use Chronal Shift when things are based on towards you?
Yeah, as a reaction.
Ah, that's cool.
Oh, actually, I don't know if it's just towards me.
I would assume that they'd have to be in range.
Yeah, they'd
That's
have to be
fine,
in
I
range.
don't know, so-
Yeah. I'll check anyway while
Right.
it goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just see this goblin and just begin to clutch its face and just cry out. You see as its eyes open, you see just tears of blood begin to start rolling down its cheeks and out from its ears.
Oh, well, that is my turn ended, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah, it's within 30 feet.
Okay, yeah,
So
it's out of 30 feet right now. But Theron, top of the initiative. Top of the initiative. It is your turn. You see all this action going off far away, and all of your allies are around. What would you like to do?
Who's alive? Gobbo wise.
That one at the
just-
top, it's 70 foot away from you.
Okie dokie. Let's have a lookie. That's another first level. Go on, man. I'll do another chromatic orb.
All right. What's the range?
90 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So roll for attack.
Oh, 10.
10 is exactly what you needed.
Oh,
damage.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, thank
Really,
God it
really?
wasn't. Thank God it wasn't a wasted. 13 damage. And
All right.
And I'll go with ice this time.
All right. Theron, big flavor. How do you want to do this?
Oh,
Oh.
do you want to function up?
Yeah, I do. Basically, so I'll shoot the chromatic orb and sort of ice his body so he stays in place, and then you'll just see a glint from the sunlight go off my glasses, like an anime bad guy. And I'll just start walking up. I'm trying to think of a cool line. And then I'll just you'll see all my glyphs on my arms just start lighting up.
Oh, Mark,
Oh, my.
your microphone. All right. Go on. Continue.
That wasn't me.
No. It's all right.
No.
Yeah, that was me. Sorry,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
But yeah. So
The
Theron,
glyph-
you walk up the glyphs.
They're just lighting up like a greenish like light, and I just look at him and just stick out one of my arms, and I'm just like, in time, everything returns to dust. And basically, you just see time speed up, and he starts
Okay.
like,
Yeah. All of you see just rapidly in real time, but bouncing so far forward, you see the goblin's figure just go from the light green rapidly to dark, to brown, to black, to ash, as his entire form just rapidly ages and disfigures before folding itself into this small pit of ice and ash left on the ground.
Crazy ass motherfucker.
And that, in turn, will end combat.
I want to investigate what the orcs' possessions are.
Okay, alright. So now we're out of combat, so everyone is free to do what you would like and RP and all that fun shit.
Rayloff,
So,
you now become your normal form.
Tara, I would like
Yes.
you to roll an investigation check for me.
Yes, I will.
And is anyone else doing anything?
I'll head
17.
over to the goblin where I threw the javelin and sort of collect it. The now regular sized javelin.
Okay, yeah, completely fine. As Rayloff, Tara, you begin digging around the orc.
Yeah.
Can I make a perception check just to make sure?
Yeah, what are
Anything?
you looking for?
Home's close.
Just if there's anything else out there, if
Yeah,
I can hear
sure.
anything.
Yeah,
or-
roll a perception check for me. Rayloff, as you bound over, and you get, as Tara is rummaging, you get to the corpse of the goblin, and you kind of pick up this small, like, normal sized javelin out of this, like, about 6 foot wide crater where the goblin has just been obliterated down and in, and you kind of step down a little bit and just and climb back out and just put it back.
While I am there, I'll
Mhm.
check if they have any information, like any notes or anything.
Sure,
about
roll investigation check for me as well then, please.
My perception was 14 plus 5, 19.
Okay, really good. You look out, and across the dunes, with a 19 is really good. You don't see. Actually,
I'm going to use Bardic Inspiration, by the way, since it'll still be in
yeah, no
Yeah.
problem.
10 minutes.
So, Theron, you look across the dunes, and just barely across the horizon, you see this small dot, and you focus in, and you see a small silhouette of, just peeking over one of the dunes, a slight figure, just humanoid, atop a four-legged creature, pretty much resembling that of a horse, and a wide-brimmed hat, just about 800 or so feet away, far in the distance, just barely peeking over, and you just see the glint just bounce off from this figure of the sun reflecting.
I'll just sort of pop my head to the side a little and go, guys, there's someone off in the distance watching this going on.
I will look in the direction that he's going then.
Yeah, sure. Roll a perception check with advantage for me, Gerald. Tara, you find 2 hand axes. You find 3 copper pieces.
Yeah.
And 1 small bundle of meat, so that would be 1 ration.
Yeah.
You also find a almost handcrafted medallion that wasn't set on the neck. It was set to the side next to its belt pouch of meat.
Okay.
And the pendant itself, or the crest of it, you pretty much see it's almost like a troll's skull.
Yeah.
Encircling and around it is pretty much it's just made of like just small little bones, like of like chicken bones and small little offcuts of bone. Not really hefty, it's fairly light, but it's just creepy in nature as you look.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Corner check!
Rayloff, you look through, there is no parchment, no belts, no belt pouches, nothing on these goblins except for the cloths and hides they wear, and a small dagger and a crossbow. A light crossbow.
I'll take the crossbow and any bolts they have then.
Yeah, you pick up 6 bolts and the light crossbow. Gerald, what was your perception check?
23.
23. You don't see the glimmer of the sun bouncing off of this figure in the distance, but you do see just as Theron pointed out, and your eyes adjust to the now closing in noonday sun. You've only got about an hour before midday, as the sun is just burning down upon all of you, and you just adjust, and you just see off in the glimmer through the hazy air. You see the small bits of white coming from that figure just be put down. And you just see the figure still just there, way, way, way off in the distance.
Yeah. We've got the adjustment. I'll have brought my cloak up to sort of see under, get a bit of shade to help
Yeah.
us block the sun a bit. You're gonna
Okay.
turn him to dust as well?
Well, I don't really know the guy yet. So as I just sort of see him and I assume he's looking this way and watching, I just sort of do a little wave.
As you bring up your hand and wave over, you see the figure just slightly shift and then begin to get smaller and smaller.
Don't go! I love you! No, I'm joking.
It looks like he doesn't want to say hello.
And the figure disappears behind the tall, rolling hills of sand that separate you and them.
So, Gerald,
Yes,
it looks like somebody's following us.
indeed.
Or at
As
least
we planned in the first place, but
or at least watching our movements. So he's either telling somebody else, which is
Well.
the most probable.
well, if he doesn't want us to talk to him, maybe we should go find him anyway.
I mean, we don't really have a lot to go on, so we probably won't find him anytime soon until he wants us to. I imagine. For as long as we know people are watching us.
Their bases will be hidden, but oh, Tara.
Such a distance away.
Hmm.
Yes?
Is there anything on that orc? The big guy?
I'll kind of like show him the amulet thing that I've got, like above my head, or just try so he could try to see. This is. I'll try to shout it out. This is the biggest I can find so far. I'm gonna check the goblin.
Nothing about where they come from?
Not yet. They're still asleep.
Can I make a check of the amulet?
What would you like to...
People need to walk to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll start heading to.
Yeah, for the sake of it, I'll walk to you.
Yeah, that's fine. What are you checking for? Then I can give you a roll.
Rayloff, you are small enough.
Because it
I don't
looks
know how
like
to
there's
decrease the size of it.
it looks like there's like a... Was it a troll skull with bones around it? I'm tempted to do a religion check.
Well,
to see if
a
history check. Or...
Well, you need to tell me what you're doing with it, and then I'll give you that subsequent roll.
Licking it? No, I'm joking.
So with certain items.
I just want to see if I know what it is, or
okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, roll a history check for me then, please.
And while he's doing that, I will want to actually look at what the goblin.
No, probably not. 12.
12. You've seen similar things before, not this exact design with a troll skull, but you've seen similar things before through your travels, and it's usually more common with more like Aborigine-esque like groups and the kind of wayfarers or herds of humanoids or creatures that stay secluded, off in distant lands where there won't be access to more civilization.
Oh, so it might be religious in nature.
Could be.
Because if they've all got this symbol, then... Terra, out of interest, you're pretty good with magic, aren't you? I know, because you heal me.
That's a different kind of magic. But I could Why?
I was going to say, give it a little magic check.
Magic? Check?
Like, see if there's anything magical going on with the amulet. Do you
How
feel
would
any?
I know?
While they're discussing that,
Yeah.
I'd like to have a look at the amulet, see if I can place it to any cults I might have read about.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Roll a history check as well for me.
Okay.
But I will like to investigate the goblin to see what it has.
You find pretty much barely anything. You find one copper piece on its person.
Oh, I love copper pieces.
But aside from that, you just find... Well, actually, on this one, you do find the light crossbow, the small dagger, or short sword. Sorry, dagger. And you also see a small homemade of thatch and fibre bowler. So a fairly long string, I'd say about 14 inches or so, wrapped down to one with a ball on either end to trap or attempt to catch any two-legged or even four-legged
but nothing
creatures.
that matches the amulet at all.
No. That's just on its own on the orc.
That's not a problem.
Rayloff, what was your history roll? 17. From the cults that you read about and you had a look through, it seems in keeping with the cult that follows the gluttonous king, which are the herons that you are tracking or dealing with. So it at least matches up to what you remember seeing and going through about this cult that is fairly well known around Graldheim, but not so much as people actively know how they work.
Well, we're definitely on the right trail. These are most certainly followers.
Well, let's see if we can pick up their tracks.
Well, we can at least have a little conversation.
If
I've
nothing else-
made sure to keep them down, so we can actually talk to them. Looking towards Theron at that moment in time.
At this point, Tara, as you look to as you look to Theron, you hear just behind you. And you see the goblin just slowly come out of its unconsciousness, and begin to just raise its head.
I'm gonna try knock it back out.
Terry, you can talk to him, you div.
Roll for a melee attack with an advantage for me.
Yeah, he's up too quick though.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
yeah. It's obviously still non-lethal. It's just
it's completely fine.
knock it back out.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna hit 23.
Yeah, no damage roll required. You just in there, and it just reaches out, and you just see Tara with a staff.
Sorry, non-natural 20. Sorry.
Yeah, perfectly fine. It just and
So, which one are we
He
getting?
looks so cute.
first?
He looks so cute when he sleeps.
So yes, so I've been keeping them asleep so we can talk to them.
Okay, then.
Well,
Keeping them asleep,
Unless
unconscious.
one of you guys knows
So,
how to talk to goblins,
I know how to
possibly
talk
the
to a
orc
goblin.
first.
I don't know how to speak orc.
Not orc per se, but possibly they might know giant.
well, the thing is, I've got this little trick called detect thoughts that I can do, but I don't know if I can do it because I don't actually speak Goblin.
You mean you need to know the language to be able to?
I am certainly going to find out in just a second.
As discussing this stuff,
Yeah.
I'd like to search for finding out which way they came from.
roll a survival
says-
check.
Yeah,
with-
I will spend
I'll
the
say
time
due
to
to the
take
sand.
the area.
I'll say due to sand disadvantage.
Yeah. Oh fuck. What? 5.
They might have come from the southeast. They might have come from the southwest, but no, that's where you came from. Although you're pretty certain that you see footfalls from the southwest. Are they yours? Are they theirs? Are they both?
Are they even footprints?
You have no idea.
Excellent.
Well, possibly then it might be best to save that for the goblin rather than the orc, since I would imagine the goblins might have more thoughts than the orc, maybe.
That's
Are you wrong?
true. It would be easier to get information out of the goblin, but
It would certainly be easier to
it's true.
keep
But the
hold
orc
as well.
might know a bit more.
Then how about we? And I'll pull out a bit of rope. How about we start with the orc then? I'll just start tying him up, tying his
Alright.
arm behind his back.
Okay. So as you decide on who to talk to or interrogate first, Rayloff, as all of you are now settling into this operation of interrogation or questioning within or underneath the high noonday sun as it begins to burn down, all of you sweating profusely, finding the air thin and hot inside your lungs. As Rayloff, you take out your hempen rope and begin to tie, just full on hog tie the orc with its arms and hands behind its back and ankles together down on the ground, leaving the goblin or the orc open for questioning once you wake them up. And just as you continue with that, that's where we're going to take a quick break and come back in just a little while and see where that continues. Okay, as we come back into the game, the party have just finished defeating the small cluster of herons that had tried to ambush all of you, leaving the orc leader and one of the subservient goblins unconscious, the orc tied up, and the goblin slowly kind of waking, but very quickly put back to sleep by Tara with a quick of the staff. And you all find yourselves amidst the rolling hills and dunes of the sand, with the Meridian Road just only a few feet off from you, so the sand-covered cobblestone still traverses through off into the distance to a peak that you cannot even see anymore. Two of you, Theron and Gerald, you saw a small figure way off in the distance before it quickly left and vanished, almost like a mirage. But
even with a wink as well.
But yeah, all of you find yourselves with the noonday sun beaming down, causing all of your bodies to just sweat profusely through your garbs, making them moist and wet at the touch. The breath you draw in warmer than the breath you exhale.
Sexy.
Oh yeah, and this is where we pick it up with Rayloff just finishing hog tying the orc, and for what you may want to do, it's completely up to you guys. What would you like to do?
Are we lumping him on the back of the cart, or are we just doing it here?
I feel like it'll probably be safer here.
Okay.
Maybe we've dragged them to the cart so we can stop and go.
It's all right. I'll go up to the Grandmaster Orc, wherever he is, the leader one, and I'm going to slap my hands on his head. I'm going to detect thoughts.
Okay.
While he does so, I guess it's going to have to be really quick. I'm going to use my staff. You use the spell Goodberry, and when Theron gives me the nod, I'll feed him the Goodberry.
Okay. So I'm just having a look here.
But
Do you
before
have
I do
the-
that, I will say to Rayloff, looks like we're going to have to start on this guy now.
Theron, do you have the spell slot available to do it?
Because of telepathy as a feat.
Oh yeah, this is your
Yeah.
once per long rest, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just having a look at about the language.
We've already had a look, and it doesn't say anything except for under 3 intelligence.
Yeah.
So it's at the bottom of mine. It says if the creature you choose has an intelligence of 3 or lower, or doesn't speak any language, this creature is undead.
Because it's thoughts, it's not particularly words, is it?
No.
You sense more emotional states.
Theron, as you slap your hands on either side of the orc's face and just peer into the surface level, as he regains consciousness through Tara's Goodberry, you see his eyes just look around as he just begins to look where he is, and like you just see his muscles
It's okay,
tense.
fella. It's okay.
And
calm down.
The surface thoughts.
I'm only having a little looky.
And the surface thoughts you get are
No. How did I let this happen? How did these puny little weaklings beat me?
So, how does it feel to be won by us?
Mila Mon Kilamfaza.
I'll take that as a. You feel bad.
I'm guessing that's in orc and not giant.
yeah, it's None of did any of you speak Orcish? Or
No.
Then it's just
Oh.
gibberish.
Okay, then, in that case, I will delve deeper.
Okay. What does delving deeper incur?
We shall soon find out.
Whilst he's doing that, I'm going to bring
Wisdom
out
save.
my little pack of drums, and I'm going to start like the Crash Bandicoot sort of style of ding, ding, ding.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
that little pace.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna carry on that
So,
because I got nothing to contribute.
so all of you are sticking around here without moving the cart yet.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. All right. Shows your attention to another creature or probe deeper. It needs to make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, or hates. If it exceeds the spell ends. Either way, the target knows that you are probing it. Okay, yeah. All right. Wisdom save. 8.
No.
Okay.
This is bad. The king's gonna got me for this.
Who? Oh, the king. Goodness king.
I hope Lee.
Go on, sorry. Go on.
I hope Leard is fine. She'll miss me if I go. If the king cuts me. I wonder if I can slip away.
What's the name?
Leord. Is what you heard.
I'll look towards Rayloff. So, what did you want to? What do we need to ask?
Who are you asking me?
Kneel down to him. I'll say in giant. Why did you attack us? I suggest you cooperate unless you want us to send your body back to where you came from in bits. I'm just going to slam my fist right next to his head.
Alright. Rolling a intimidation check. With disadvantage.
Alright. See what happens. 10. Not bad.
Muvalia. Desakla.
Tara, can you ask him about Leord? Because obviously he had goblins in his camp. He'll understand goblin.
I'll straight back in Goblin.
Leord, sorry.
How do you know about Leord?
I like your goblin more than mine.
Thanks.
Tara and Theron, you both notice. Actually, hold on. Let me just double check. Sorry, Tara and Gerald. Both of you notice as Tara speaks Goblin and mentions the name. Oh, obviously to all of you, it's just gibberish of clicks and chatters from Tara. You notice just a small look of recognition and slight surprise and worry come over the orc's face as Tara asks that.
And as I see the worry.
No, it was Tara and Gerald.
Oh,
That's all,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, me seeing. Yeah, I know that someone's picked a line.
I
would like to
okay.
stop the drums slightly, and I'm just going to click my finger and go, answer to him, and I will cast command. He must make a wisdom saving throw to see if he is
Another
compelled
wisdom
to do this.
saving throw, the orc.
9.
He fails.
Oh.
He is now compelled at least
To
to
answer.
answer. But not, it's like on the same of, if he chooses to just
Not,
Say
yeah,
anything,
it's like
he can say,
it's like zone of
Uh,
truth. You don't need
yeah.
to speak if you don't want to.
Can you compel him to say it in Goblin instead of Orc? Because then we won't be able to.
No,
Just-
it's a
just the
one-word
one-word
command.
As you see, as he looks kind of through you, Gerald, as you speak in common, more to the point you can now see, like, from his gaze towards you, he doesn't understand you.
Mm.
And he's almost like kind of like smirking slightly just to the side before you click and cast command, and everyone around, you just hear almost like a booming just echo in your head. Answer, answer, answer.
Tula Maya. Kalia Thomas. Tovainia. Kilamask.
And Tara,
I hope somebody got that.
Tara, that wasn't in Goblin.
Wasn't in Goblin.
Damn it, I shouldn't have given you the idea.
Mm.
You will tell me. You will tell us what you said, or we will plummet you to the ground. I've got 10 more. I could do this all day.
And he just
Oh, you
leans.
get closer
Yeah,
and closer
and
and closer.
you see as he's hogtied on the ground, he just almost stretches his neck further towards you and like twists his head towards you. And just in a lower tone voice, in Goblin, you just hear,
Give me your worst.
I'll look to the left. Look to the right. Okay. I take
Oh, go on.
Mogwai off my back. Look back at the orc. Beast, my boy. Drop him onto his chest. Beast.
and you just see Mogwai like sitting on its chest, on the orc's
Yeah.
chest, and the
I'll
orc,
kind of go round his shoulder.
yeah, and the
This
orc just
is
now
my
just
worst. In common, I will say, in common, this is my worst.
And then as you're doing that, I just tell you, Terry, to repeat after me in Goblin, and I just say, listen, I've just probed your mind. I can go deeper. I can know everything about every loved one you ever had.
just as you're running that monologue off to try and translate through Terra, Mogwai
God.
just begins tearing and scraping, biting and ripping flesh from limb, and just slowly, like, almost burrowing a small hole deep in the center of this orc's sternum, straight to
So
its
now
heart.
we've got no information.
You see blood,
Not yet.
From the orc.
and you just see the orc, Terra, to you. Its jaw just kind of just tenses and grinds its teeth against each other.
Just full on eye to eye contact.
And for that entire time, as Mogwai is just filling the area with the noises of tearing and ripping and just different vessels being popped and burst in Mogwai's mouth, blood just pretty much pooling everywhere and around over his feathers and his beak. Yeah, the orc stays silent and just holds this almost statuesque face and eye contact towards you, Terra. As the orc very soon just slips away, leaving Mogwai still chewing and ripping and and just chowing down.
Awesome.
Well, didn't get much information apart from somebody called Liard. I don't know whether
He did look worried.
I don't know whether he loves him, hates him.
It's information that was important either way.
Let's hope it's the guy with the brimmed hat.
Are we trying again with the goblin? Or we're gonna wait for Mogwai to finish?
How about we don't kill this one?
Yes, if I knew you were going to throw this much blood around, I wouldn't have bothered buying it from the dwarf.
The entire point of
Brink
this.
is worst.
The entire point of
information.
this. Yes. What information did you get?
What information did you get? I knocked these two out. You sliced them in half. I see myself as the reasoning of this whole duration.
Guys, did you not see my glyphs light up? Don't forget about me.
Exactly, but what I'm
I guess the man who can create his own portable sandpit. Excellent.
The entire point of this was to bring something back.
And we do.
Bodies isn't going to help us find them.
What would you like us to bring?
If nothing else, we could have brought them back to the town for the law.
With what? With what? With who?
I'm just gonna look back. I'm gonna look back at the carriage.
You see the horse standing there, and you just see the horse.
So you want us to travel, and then go back, and then travel again, and then come back, and travel, and come back? We've been told we need to find these people in charge. These are obviously not the people in charge.
No, but we could have returned within some information or prisoners.
You don't have a way. Tomorrow, I may have a way to tell him information.
Guys, arguing isn't really going to do anything. Let's come up with a plan and stick to it.
We're not having an argument. We're having a formal discussion.
Just as Tara
also
says
known
that,
as an argument.
Just as Tara says that, you just see Mogwai, and as he does, he just pulls like a little bit of ligament and just snaps around his beak.
And as that happens, I go, oh,
I kind of like move it away.
Oh, how cute!
He is incredibly cute.
I will open up the Tome of Resilience to see what mystical words of wisdom it will give me in this moment in time.
Okay. As you open it up, and you open your eyes, and just in your head, you almost see in your eyes, you almost see like a faint, like effervescent quill just appear in front of you and begin to and just scribbling on the page. You don't see any words, but in your head, all you hear is, "Look across the horizon. Your future's out there."
And I'm just going to repeat this. Look across the horizon, people. Our future is out there.
I kind of like
Let's
look
succeed.
around.
You look around, and
Yeah.
all you hear in the
I'll make a
distance.
perception check.
Sure, roll a perception
I'll
check.
actively look around
Sure.
for my future.
You're rolling perception.
Perception. 22 for perception.
22. You look around, and you see rolling dunes of sand, and the wavery air just gently misted above. And then you just hear as a weird feathered, almost scrawny looking bird just flies her over.
Okay, that's fine. So, do I have an inkling of what kind of bird it was, or?
Roll an intelligence check or nature, your choice.
So a little stroll. I will take nature because I am proficient in it.
Go for it.
Or natural.
17.
From what you've read and studied over for the desert landscape, these are known as kholegs. Kholleggs.
Deathless. Even though you spelled it out.
Yeah,
so that's
KHO.
Yeah.
LE.
Yeah.
Double G.
Yeah.
Well, a singular one is a kholeg, or kholeg,
Okay.
but multiple kholegs. They are pretty much the desert and like wasteland vultures.
Okay.
They will prey on the dead or dying creatures, humanoids, whatever they find, just to be able to eat.
Awesome. Okay.
And as the Kenku says that, I'll clip my fingers and I'm like, what about if we go in the direction of that guy with the wide-brimmed hat? He had to go somewhere, and he was going into the desert.
When did you see this person?
Oh, when we finished
Just
the
after
battle,
we fought.
he was just staring, watching us from a distance.
He looks like he had some form of aid to help him.
Okay. Okay. How far away were they?
A long way.
Yeah.
Like a really long way?
How far?
Like, as far to the moon and back, Tara.
Very
That's
far
all.
away.
Yeah.
The distance I gave you is about 800 feet. But could have been further, could have been closer. You weren't too sure.
Yeah. Depending if there's a mirage. Could be somewhere else entirely in the desert, technically.
But you know he came from that direction.
Eastward.
I mean, not 100%, but yeah.
You could generalize
Eastward.
that. Okay.
Which way does
two
the
of them.
road travel? Does it just travel eastward? Or...
The road itself travels north and northeast.
Okay.
You came
he
from
was
the south.
outwards.
You came from the
Kind of
southwest,
that way.
from Brenton.
It's less
Oh,
likely
is it
to
sort
be
of
a mirage.
curving around? Okay.
It's winding.
Okay, I have an idea, but it will be definitely when we go back onto the horseback.
What's that? To get the owlbear to eat the horse?
No, it's to see if we can spot them, to see if you're right, and for me to do a job you can't.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Reloff,
Getting a bit sassy.
we're going to get this information from the Goblin. Maybe tomorrow I might be able to get information out. If that's okay with you, I think that's a win. If we get anything from these, it's worth something that we didn't have earlier. We can get it from the big people. I 100% agree. We bring them back. Don't have a problem. I understand.
I don't really
What
care
you're
what
trying
happens, but we need to agree on a plan.
We're agreeing on, or trying to. These
Okay,
aren't the people that we need to bring back. It's the big ones. Information is better for us, so we can tell them later.
Then bring them onto the cart or whatever. And I'm just gonna head towards the cart and just sort of get in the driver. So not really a driver's section, is it? Sort of like at the front of the.
I mean, there's a slight little like bench. I mean, it's just an edge of the construction of the cart of the caravan, but you can sit on it with a foot up or two, like just next to where the reins are resting.
Yeah.
Well, it's saying that Theron and Gerald are only next to me. I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to need that carriage because I won't be able to see when I do what I'm going to do.
I'm gonna look rather confused at you.
Same here.
Just be like, okay, translator, you just do whatever you need.
In other words, if we use the carriage and move with the goblin on tow, I don't feel safe enough to do what I was going to do.
Fine, we'll tie him to the side.
You better make sure he's knocked out.
I will make sure the goblin stays knocked out.
Okay. I'll get ready to bring the goblin back into the back of the carriage,
Okay,
and I'll
yeah.
kind of say, "Oh, boy."
I ready my actions essentially for if this goblin proceeds to be awake, he is not.
Okay.
Awesome.
Ma- yeah, with
kind
all
of like rip off an arm. Say, "Come on."
and just Magwai follows, and you just hurl the arm into the back of the caravan, and he just
Yeah.
and just like leaps and just straight into the back of the caravan.
Awesome.
And are all of you setting off for further travel?
Yes, once the goblin has been set aside, and made sure it's like it won't move.
I will say in that case, if you're having like the goblin dangle on the side of the caravan or dragged behind or
I'm on the
whatever,
edges, can't I?
yeah. So someone needs to tell me how you're tying him up and how you're fixing him or it to the caravan.
Right.
Not super
rope,
in detail, just so I can have
rope
a
around him. Then the caravan, it's got top or something on the top, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which then, of course, needs to be fixed. So you can then probably pull the rope underneath the top, around the edge, back round, tie off, and then that'll be around the cart somewhat and around him at the same time.
Okay, so
Rope check.
so you're looking to affix him onto the side of the caravan, or just have him like kind of dangle loosely and like dragging in the sand?
How tight do you want him, Tora?
To be honest, he can be inside. It's just when I do what I do, I'm not going to be able to see or hear.
So tight.
See?
I will affix him so he's tightly bound to the edge of the cart.
Okay.
You know, maybe let a leg hang off, and that's about as
Okay.
comfy as he's gonna get.
All right, roll a survival check for me for getting the right kind of knot and tie around. Theron, what are we going to do?
I was going to say, can we attach another rope and then attach it just in case that rope fails, so he sort of falls and sort of dangles if need be, but stuff it. That's a bit too elaborate.
Well, it's a 16.
16, good enough. Yeah, you basically affix and just get the rope through a couple of the wooden slats on the side of the caravan, and you pretty much like imagine this is the face of the caravan. You pretty much get this little goblin and just almost like glue his ass to the side of the caravan. His legs are dangling a little bit, but they're going to. But you pretty much got him like tied like under his arms and then his arms together as well, just to the side and just going as the carriage does.
I'll give him a
supposed
shake.
so,
Sorry. Going anywhere. Oh shit, he's up. Bang, knock him out again.
No attack roll needed. You just see Gerald give him a shake and make sure he's there steady and firm. And you just hear the noises of the gargoyles being roused, and you just see Gerald. You just tap him on the head.
Okay.
Out your interest?
Before we leave, I'll probably, if I wouldn't have done it already, I would have grabbed the rope I used.
Yeah, completely fine. Yeah, you keep that in your possession. Theron, what were you going to say?
No, it's right. Let's go.
Alright. So, you all continue travelling. I'll say, are you going along the Meridian Road? Where are you going?
Are we going eastward or Meridian Road?
Yeah. Well, we are on the Meridian Road. We will.
Yeah, we're
continue
going on.
the direction of where we were generally going, anyways.
Okay.
Are we all in agreement?
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Damn it, I won't go where that wyvern hat guy is. But go on, let's go.
It's northeast, so we're kind of heading that way a little bit.
Alright, so you rail off, you just lightly just whip the reins onto the horses, and they begin to shuffle and trudge you along, continue along the Meridian Road, curving wherever it may between the dunes, but you just continue. Terra, as you begin to move. You feel that lurch.
To say that we're kind of starting to just go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit on the side where at the front, on my left side, it would be where the carriage kind of comes in, where there's a door towards the horse's side, so I don't fall left. And on the right side, either Theron or Gerald, whoever's on my right side, would. So I'm sitting in one area, and I will start to adjust my arms around, and I'm going to use Wild Companion to find familiar of one of these co-legs or a Fey instead of a beast. Is that gonna vastly change what it is?
Well, you finish the incantation, I'll let you know.
Okay. It just says the familiar is a Fey instead of a beast, and the familiar disappears after an hour.
That's completely fine.
But that is my aim, to try to go off that bird's kind of thing and some words and
you finish the incantation, and as you gently open your eyes, just a shimmer of just green and just a hint of red arcane energy and mist almost like pours out of your closed hands, almost like water does, before it just adheres to your chest and then just slowly almost climbing its way up to your shoulder. And as it reaches there at the plateau of your shoulder blade, the mist just gathers and slightly forming a gentle shape before the mist dissipates, leaving a about foot tall and 2 feet wide wingspan Coleg, dark, almost jagged red feathers across its scrawny body, with its possibly vicious but now smaller talons just digging into your shoulder. And you see at the end of its wiry thin neck a distended jaw that just juts out slightly and into a point, almost like half to the aesthetic of like half a wolf's snout and half beak in there as well. So the rows of teeth that line are like sharp cylindrical canines, and then at the beak you see just gentle, very tiny, like jagged serrated curves that just come up away from the inside of the beak itself. You see the head itself is fairly thin, but the eyes kind of stick out on either side, kind of like pretty much like a fish almost. So the very long, thin but tall snout and beak just peeks out, with either eye bulging on the side. It is a lot smaller than the Coleg you saw flying. So it's almost cute to a degree, but it's very just.
So, just so you know, I won't be able to see you, or I'm not going to be able to see or hear you, and I can't.
That might be a good thing.
You can speak.
I am deaf and blind with regard to your own senses. I won't be able to see or be able to hear you, while I can actually be within this. And I'm going to try to find what you see to give us that helping hand.
Okay then, let's go. Let's do it.
Okay. I'll kind of like lean back, try to get into a comfortable position, and then switch into.
If anyone's paying attention, Tara just like relaxes, closes her eyes, and when she opens them, they are just hazed white. And you see the birds almost serpent-like eyes. Just it just haze over white as well. Tara, what are you doing with the Coleg?
So the Coleg's going to now fly out of the carriage, go up, and then I'm going to telepathically say to it, okay, telepathically say to it, so we're going to try to find this thing that they said to see. A large duration towards the east side. I'm assuming that they'll be following the road, so probably follow that, and then it will kind of go in that general direction.
Okay, so all of you in the back of the carriage, as well as Rayloff, you hear from inside. You just hear some new chattering noises with some lower gargles. Before
It's going to aim towards the height of where that coolant was, though.
Before all of you just hear, and you see the Coleg just jump and leap and dart off of Tara's shoulder, and just out. And through the eyesight of this Coleg, you begin to coast along the Meridian Road and slightly veering more eastward as well. Yeah. What are you looking for?
Yeah. I'm looking for a figure. I don't believe they told me on how far, so I would just follow the road. But I'm gonna aim eastwards, probably pray and keep an eye on the road and see if I see or hear anything.
All right.
I did tell you that he had a wide-brimmed hat.
And that's probably what I would look for also.
All right, so roll a perception check with advantage. I'll say for Coleg.
Try to find it, and I can't find it.
No, you won't find it. I'll say +2 onto perception.
Okay.
Yeah. During this part, but hey, you're on.
Yeah.
See, I just gotta sort of wave in front of Tara's eyes, and Clutches actually does nothing. Just hold it. Do you think I'll pull out a quill and ink pen? Wanna have some fun?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm not gonna be listening at all. I'm just gonna be focused because I'll probably go a bit slower than like normal pace just to see it, so I can keep an eye on the road, see if I can find.
As
and I just shout, "Are you sure you don't want some fun, big man?" Oh, no,
I'm just gonna not say anything in return. Just focus on the road.
He's fun.
Rayloff, as you're focusing on the road, it's weird. You can tell the further you coast along, you can see the winds and the dips, but irrelevant how much it snakes, it always just comes to that one little dot of destination, or even more exploration, and you find your eyes kind of catching yourself and your mind going slightly weird and confused if you focus on the end of the road too much, because as much as you know there will be an end, you see no end to this road whatsoever. It's almost worrisome.
I will be able to feel something prodding me. It's just I can't see it. So the moment something starts touching me, I think my body is just going to instantly just go, fuck out.
Okay, so I'll say for the purpose of this, what did you roll for the Coleg perception?
It was a 15 but +2, 17.
Perfect. Okay. As you just glide quite high up, just to get a decent broad perception of the landscape, you don't see any figure. If you were, it'd be a very mere dot to you right now. Yet, you look off ahead, following the Meridian Road, and just slightly westward of where the road is taking you currently, or where the caravan is currently traversing on. Almost not slipping off the road, but definitely just pulling up adjacent to it, about a day or a day and a half's travel from where the party is currently. Slightly northwest off of the Meridian Road. The one thing that peeks out to you is just this magnificent, colossal visage of dark grey stonework covered by sand, almost Colosseum-like pillars of a medieval or ancient courthouse just sunken into the sand or taken over by it. You see this structure that is just barely visible, just tilted, completely off kilter, with majority of the entire structure encased within the sand. You see it stretching 80 feet across, if not at least 120, 160 across from corner to corner of the entire structure. You don't know how high or how tall it is, or how much of it is submerged under the sand. But this colossal building that once maybe stood 20, 40, 60, 80 feet up in the air is near rubble and barely encased, or barely showing through the sand. Other than that, from the perspective of the Coleg, as you still continue to coast, you see way, way, way off into the distance, days and days of travel, just a very brief shimmer of green past the bright, sunburnt yellow and golden sands. You see the very small treetops in the distance, mere specks of colour from where you are right now. And looking around, the rest you see is just the amber and golden specks of a sea of sand.
Okay, while he's doing that, can me and Gerald draw on his face?
Yeah, sure. What would you like to draw? Or try to?
The moment it touches me, I'm going to go for a swing.
Well,
Well,
that means
you'll
I'll
have to.
start with
Well, you'll have to make a roll for it.
That's perfectly fine.
Well, if I'll start with the eye circles, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Because I'll be holding the quill of thumb.
So, Tara, roll a melee attack, an unarmed strike with disadvantage for me.
Yeah,
You're
not a problem.
completely alive.
Oh yeah, because he's blind and
Because
thing.
I'm blind. Enter. First one was a natural 20. Second one was a 19 plus whatever it gives me on all strike, 22.
Okay.
Well, that hits, guaranteed.
Alright, so what's that? Just be a static number.
2 damage.
2 damage as you gently just get halfway of the first eye hole, and Tara just swings out and she catches you just on the back of her knuckles and just oh fuck me, it just clocks you just in the lower jaw.
Oh shit. Oh dear. She's made me drop the ink. And there is now just a ink splodge on your lap.
It's okay. I've got ink. I want to try and complete these glasses.
I'll say, due to the explosion, I'll say you have 5 rounds to try and do what you will before, if Terra chooses to come out of the Coleg's
Once I know
eyesight.
that part, I would have
Okay.
come out.
Yeah,
but
so you have 5 rounds from now with Terra's contested unarmed strikes if she wishes.
I will be unarmed striking.
Alright, so What would you guys like to try and draw?
Oh, I want to Harry Potter his face. So I want to do the glasses and a lightning strike on his head.
Okay, so
On
I'll
her
say,
head.
so
On her head.
I'll say, Gerald's got halfway through one rim of a glass. So I'll say you go for the other half and then the one as well as a package. So
Yeah.
I'll say if Terra misses you with a swing, then you get that drawn on.
Please.
If not, you get interrupted at one point, down to my discretion.
Can I try and sleight of hand it like really gently? Put it on. I haven't got any bonuses really in sleight of hand.
That's
so.
okay. Well, you don't like no meta game. It's completely fine.
No.
Will Mogwai? No.
I mean, Mogwai can comprehend things. To what degree, at what age he's at? Maybe not, kind of deal.
The only benefit he would have is that he.
Let's kill Mogwai. No, I'm joking.
I'll say just for this, as unknowingly to you, Tara, as you're scouting.
He's fiercely loyal and even affectionate friends, showing some of the devotion usually reserved for their families. So,
As you're scouting,
yeah.
Mogwai is still feasting on the orc arm that you
That's
threw in
it.
there to treat him.
Not a problem. Awesome.
So
That's perfectly fine.
I will say,
One more roll.
Theron, roll a sleight of hand check, and Tara, roll a perception check with
Shit.
disadvantage for me.
One doesn't matter.
Well, what's
got
the
it.
total?
1. Oh, 2.
Okay.
I've got
Perception. 9 was my lowest, but with a +4, it's 13.
Okay, and Tara, you generally feel just like a slight tickle on your eyebrow, thinking, "Oh, it must be a fly," before you do feel the familiar press of a quill.
The first one, I don't fucking trust now, so I'm just going to.
Okay, roll a
Even
number on
if it is
strike.
fly.
Yeah, roll a number strike.
Yeah.
With disadvantage. Yeah.
Yeah, non-natural 20. I rolled a
Christ.
17 and an 18.
So 2 points of bludgeoning damage to you, Theron,
2.
as you just
the
get
thing
backhanded
is, you're
as
using
well.
up all your good luck now.
Yeah.
Well, maybe so, but I don't really care. They're going on you.
So you were just about able to get now 3/4 of the one single monocle of
That's
the
good
glasses.
enough. I'm now going to start the second one.
Okay.
It's the second round.
All right. All right. So
So we've got 3 more turns now then. Essentially.
four. All right,
okay.
Tara. Yeah. Unless there's anything you want to employ to do it sneaky or anything, Tara, you just roll a unarmed strike.
No, I'm not going to try to be sneaky. I'll
Okay.
dip the ink. Dip the quill in the ink that's now just spilled on her lap as well to save that.
Okay.
As best I can.
Okay, I rolled a 16 and 17, so in effect it is going down.
All these
Yeah,
high
but
rolls.
still hit me.
still
19.
The high rolls we didn't get in combat, we're
Yeah.
getting now to slap the party
fuck's
members.
sake.
Okay. 2 more bludgeoning
Friends.
damage to you, Gerald.
Yep.
Okay.
3 more rounds left.
3 more rounds.
You're making this hard, you know.
This one was not so good one.
Oh, go on. Yeah, go on.
12 is my lowest.
That wouldn't hit me. If we're taking it in turns, actually, it'd be onto you,
It'd be on Theron.
Theron.
Yeah, it hits me.
2 more bludgeoning damage as you now get the swift
He's
elbow
gonna
to
get
the
knocked
throat.
out in a sec.
Yeah.
I am, literally. However, in a minute, let me just have a quick look. I know I shouldn't do this because it'll leave me with 1 spell slot left, but I'm going to, as a reaction, use shield.
Okay.
To not
So-
take the damage.
Yeah, so
No,
12.
no.
You, Gerald, you see, just as Theron is just trying to get a quill, and as soon as he presses, you see Tara's elbow just like go to slam near, like inches away from his throat before you see him just throw up an incantation and just be surrounded by an arcane bubble. As Tara, you feel your elbow just bounce off of a firmer surface that wasn't flesh.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
My that shield is in the shape of a wolf's head.
Okay.
Nice.
All right,
I'd love to see that live, but I can't.
2 rounds left.
Okay.
Can't
Do
believe
we
I
try
wasted.
complete this?
Can't believe I wasted a spell on that.
Mm.
No.
Well, actually, you've wasted the spell on it. Let's complete this. We're going again.
Yeah.
It's my lowest.
It hits me.
2 bludgeoning
Wow.
damage to you as you go for some kind of pencil mustache before like the random arm swing and it just claps you. You know when someone slaps you but they get the finger in the eye instead of an actual slap? Just fucking just ping right in your eye.
Ah!
Alright,
So that's the last one.
Yeah, last one, Theron.
Oh, you got it. The lowest. Oh, I only had to roll 1 because it was a 1.
Finally.
Fucking hell. Okay, so
I'm not even going to bother with the
so
second
within reason that one round, that's 6 seconds of doodle. What do you do within 6 seconds?
What's on his face at the moment?
Three
like-
quarters of a glass.
Like kind of like 3/4 of a monocle right now.
I want to try at least do another one. Maybe the bridge across here.
Okay, I'll say the maximum you get is a very nice, fairly, actually, give me throw me a sleight of hand check for me. Or dexterity, completely your choice.
Make a difference. 18 plus 1, 19. Suck on
Nice.
that.
You pull off an almost perfect circle. If it wasn't for the ricketing of the carriage and the caravan below you, and you get a nice perfect bridge across to the 3/4 monocle, just about connecting it to make it seem near enough realistic looking. Just before,
And then I chuck the quill at Gerald.
yeah, you just quickly and just throw it.
I do catch it out of reaction.
And just as you finish throwing, Tara, your eyesight becomes your own. Her eyes blink, and the once pale white is now full of her pupils. Tara, you look down.
I try to hide the quill.
You look down, and you see your entire lap is just damp with jet black ink, and you feel slight wetness on your face as well. But you do look to a very bruised Theron, just kind of barely, just like getting the dizzy spells from the heat and the and the knocks.
As he's doing that, what can he eat with a gluttonous fork?
Anything.
You can eat what's left of the orc.
The fork. Oh, you
Oh,
can't because Mogwai's at it.
You could eat some rations.
Damn you, Mogwai. I just wanted to use gluttonous fork.
I'll say you see Mogwai's left a couple of like one of the large bones that just
Bones, yeah. That'll do.
All right, you see Theron just picks up one of these bones. Mogwai kind of looks a little bit disappointed as you pull it away, but he looks more to the meaty buffet that he's got in front of him of the rest of the wrist and the hand to eat, of all the flesh and meat. Before Theron, you just tap the fork, and all of you kind of like, you just see the fork after the second tap. You see it almost just bend slightly towards the implement it tapped before standing straight.
I've got a 5 and a 3, so 8 altogether.
And you see Theron just begin and bite into it as if it was candy, as if it was nothing, barely a crunch, into this solid, thick bone. You do hear a couple cracks, almost like hard rock, just getting through it, but then like sucking on it and then biting off again. And before long, you see Theron just eats this entire bone, not choking, no struggles, and you just see him get that nice warm, like healthy glow back again.
It's not actually that bad. Could have used a little salt, but not bad.
I hope you can't use that on us.
Non-magical, so yeah.
Bitch, I'm magical.
I'm sure you are.
So what are you doing? Are you continuing along the Meridian Road?
Yeah. Is Terra going to react?
I'm
To
going
the-
to pull out my hand axe and try to see within the reflection of the blade what they did
It's
to my face.
it's fairly dull right now.
I'll kind of use my arm to.
I'll say with enough spit shine, takes you about a couple minutes, but you just get the smallest hint of reflection, and you just see darker eyes, almost like eyeliner, but a little bit too thick, and then just a smudge across the top of the bridge of your nose.
I'll usher my head towards Rayloff. Did they draw something on my face?
Come on, Rayloff, don't let us down.
Yeah, if she's looking at Rayloff and Rayloff can see us,
Yeah.
we're like...
I know, I keep thinking it's like an outside sort of thing.
I'm just there, go.
Well, if something happened to you, it wasn't me,
Oh, obviously.
so take a guess.
Yes, they did.
Don't tell me, he looks at me. He always looks at me.
You hear it just from the side of the caravan.
You're in your face.
Oh,
In the
non-lethal
back,
damage still.
And yeah, Tara, you just reach through the slats of the caravan and you just tap the just soft part of the back of his head. Chuckling stops immediately.
the best thing is that ridicule. He's Terra's the only one who can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the rest of you just heard a.
me and Gerald got it. We got it.
We knew what it meant.
Before, yeah, Tara, you just almost sulkingly and just at the last of your wits' end, just. And you just slam your fist through one of the smaller gaps in the slats, and you just tap the soft part of the back of his head, and you just hear.
There was a bump in the road.
And just as Gerald points that out, and the goblin continues to sway with the carriage, unmoving and unconscious again, as you continue along the Meridian Road to who knows what you might find.
Specsavers.
That's where we're going to end tonight's episode. And on that, I want to congratulate all of you for dinging to level 4.
Yeah.
Congratulations to everyone. I want
For drawing glasses.
while we're here, I want everyone to roll hit die. So, double check what your hit dice is if you don't already know, and we'll go Gerald.
Bloody hell, that was quick. Fucking hell.
Yep, 4 plus 4, so that's 28. Now we're on.
Nice. All right, Gerald. Sorry, not Gerald. Rayloff.
I'll take that. That's a 10.
Nice. Theron.
That's 10 plus. Oh, I got extra 30.
What do I roll?
You roll one of your hit dice.
D6.
1d6.
Oh, 1d6.
It'd be a d6 for wizards, yeah.
And then add your constitution modifier as well.
Yeah, if it's on D&D Beyond, it should automatically
Your
do it.
other option, if you don't want to roll, you can take 4 plus your constitution modifier as an alternative.
In normal games,
Those are your two choices.
in this campaign, we roll.
Oh, we're only rolling. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Where's the fun?
Well, yeah, I only roll. It's part of the game rules, isn't it?
I got a 3 on a 6.
So, you
The
got
3.
3 on a 6 or 3.
Yeah, 3.
Okay, 3. All right. So and then add your Constitution modifier to that, and that's how much
2.
health you get. But if it's on D&D Beyond, just increase your max HP by 3, and it'll automatically add your Constitution mod on when you level up. Terra.
7.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, so finishing the episode, leveling up to level 4, and when we come back, we'll have a little bit more in our arsenal. So I do, just as a reminder, I want to let everyone know there will not be a broadcast next week, but we will be continuing on the week after that, and from then on, pretty much. So thanks for watching. That was fun. We'll see you next time.